Hey guys, it's September the 9th, 2025, and I hope everybody's been having a wonderful day so far today. I just want to start off today's video and just say thank you so much for all the kind words and well wishes and prayers from yesterday's video. I haven't had an opportunity to read through all of the comments yet at this point, but from the ones that I've read this far, it's been nothing but nice things, and I truly do appreciate each and every single one of you. The prayers, I definitely believe in the power of prayer. I think it's one of the reasons I'm still here. I've had people pray for me during times that I've been going through some really hard stuff. There was a time when I was in the hospital with a total blockage in my tips, which is still fully occluded right now. I'm just getting blood flow through the capillaries that have grown on the outside of my portal vein. But I was in the hospital. I've been in there a couple times now since I've started the channel, just really sick because of that and some other stuff. But, the times that I've had, surprise illnesses like the full occlusion where, I just could not get up out of bed. I was sleeping for days on end. I just felt horrible. And then ended up in the hospital. That was last fall, right around this time. And I really felt like things were not going to go well during that period. And, I had a lot of people praying for me here on this channel. And, I just know that's why I'm still here. Because, like I said, I truly do believe in the power of prayer. And whatever, your religion is or whatever, I'm not trying to promote anything. More or less, if you get a lot of people all grouped together, their thoughts all directed at the same thing, however, or whatever your religion is and how you feel about that kind of a thing, I just think that it really does work. And once again, I truly do appreciate each and every single one of you for your prayers and well wishes and all the kind words. I really do appreciate it. No, I'm feeling better today. I'm still really fatigued, but I'm not dealing with the nausea like I was yesterday. I just could not get the nausea to go away. And, for the most part, every single day I deal with nausea at some point. A lot of times when I wake up first thing in the morning, I feel nauseous, and before I go to bed at night. It's always like in the morning or late in the evening or at night when things start to get bad. My stomach will start hurting me really bad, or I get, really bad nausea. But I do experience it through the day a lot as well. But, yesterday it was just bad. It didn't matter, if I took my medication, I just could not get the nausea to go away. But either way, I'm feeling better today, and I really do appreciate each and every single one of you. And before I get into today's video too, today is my mom's birthday, and right before I sat down to film today's video, I was sending somebody a message, and I was telling them that, today's my mom's birthday, and I was thinking about it. I was like, I'm just going to say it here on the channel, and, just see how many people I can get, to tell my mom happy birthday in the comments. I just thought it'd be really cool to tell her, go check out the comments from the video from today and see how many people around the world have told you happy birthday. So, don't feel like you have to if you don't want to. It's totally up to you. I'm not putting any pressure on anybody or anything like that. But if you feel so inclined, just hop in the comments and, tell my mom happy birthday. I just think it'd be really cool, like I said, for me to be able to tell her, go in today's video and look at the comments and see how many people told you happy birthday. I just think that would, I think that would blow her away and make her day, like really make her day. So if you do feel so inclined, I truly do appreciate it. It would be so neat. And if not, I totally understand too. No hard feelings or anything whatsoever. It's, once again, totally up to you guys. If you feel like it, that's awesome. If you don't want to, that's awesome too. Just thank you for being here and watching today's video. But let's go ahead and hop into the topic. And what I wanted to talk about today is, I get this a lot here on the channel, where people tell me, they'll say, I got to X amount of sobriety, but I relapsed last night, or I relapsed this past weekend, and I threw it all out the window. I get this so often. I had 6 months of sobriety, but I just threw it all out the window on Saturday because I relapsed, and now I'm starting back over, and it's day 3 of starting over again. And, like I said, that's what I want to talk about today, because I think this is a really, really important topic to discuss, because I think that a lot of people get really discouraged when they relapse. Especially after you've gotten a significant amount of sobriety under your belt, and then you go back and you feel like such a failure. You feel like you just, you just screwed everything up. And like I said, you feel like all that time that you just, made it sober is out the window. It's no longer valid. And I'm here to say today that is absolutely not true. Not by any means whatsoever is that true. If you have gotten sober and stayed sober for a day, if you've gotten sober and stayed sober for 12 hours, I am so proud of you, first of all. Just being able to get sober is a huge deal. When you have been doing something day in and day out, whether it be alcohol or a substance, and it has become ingrained into your life. This isn't something that you're doing, you're just fooling around with on the weekends or whatever. This is something that you're doing all the time. It doesn't necessarily have to be day in and day out. It could be binge drinking. You drink for 2 weeks and you're off for 2 weeks. But if this has been something that you've been doing for a long time, it becomes ingrained into your life, like I was saying. And we start to use alcohol or a substance, or it can even be an activity, something like gambling or shopping or sex. There's a lot of addictions out there, and, for the most part, they're all the same. When we use something as a way to cope, when we use something as a way to cope with our feelings, our emotions, having a bad day or a great day, whatever it may be, if you're using a substance to be able to deal with those things, that's a problem. And, once again, like I said, it becomes ingrained into your life. If you're having a bad day, what's the first thing that you think about? Man, today sucks. My boss has been on my case all day long. I got written up, whatever it may be. You tell yourself all day, man, I'm getting drunk tonight. You tell your coworkers, man, this has been a horrible day. When I get off work, I'm drinking a whole bottle. And people will laugh about it and high five each other and say, me too. I'm getting drunk too, That's how much it's ingrained into our society. But anyway, I don't want to get off topic. Like I said, if you've got this substance or the alcohol that you're using as a means to deal with, like I said, a bad day at work or a great day at work, because I used to drink all the time, especially on great days. And why I needed alcohol for a great day, I don't know. It was just, really, I think it was more of an excuse to just get drunk. And that way I had a perfect excuse to get drunk. So if my wife wanted to give me a hard time about drinking that day or something, I would just be like, I just got a $4,000 bonus check. Today is an awesome day, and I'm taking you guys out to dinner tonight, and we're all going to have steak. I just got this big check, and I deserve to get wasted drunk today. So it could be something like that, or you're just sad in general, or you're feeling depressed, and when you feel depressed or sad, you drink or you use. Or you're angry. That's another one right there. I'd get really upset and then say, you know what, I'm so mad today. I'm so pissed off. I'm getting drunk. Once again, I was just looking for a reason, for an excuse to be able to drink the way that I wanted to. And if someone had something to say, well, if I've got an excuse for this now. So it makes it okay. It makes it okay that I'm cross-eyed at 7 o'clock on a Tuesday night, because you name it, fill in the blank, whatever it is. I'm mad, I'm depressed, I'm happy, I'm sad, whatever it is. But like I said, you know, if you've been using a substance as a way to deal with whatever it may be for you, whatever it is, and you've been doing this for a long period of time, it's not easy quitting doing whatever that is. And then to be able to, you know, first quit, and then to be able to stay sober for any amount of time whatsoever. Like I said, because you've got this substance that's been ingrained into your life and you have used it as a coping mechanism for every single aspect of your life. Then you remove it. Now you're like stuck in the middle of the wilderness, butt naked, and you don't know what to do. I mean, it is literally like being in that show, Naked and Afraid. You know, they just throw them out in the middle of the jungle, butt naked, with nothing but a knife and a necklace with a microphone in it. And that's basically what they have. Now, you know, I don't know. Do they like help them out in the background and stuff? I don't know. But the premise of the show is, you know, that they do. They drop them in the woods butt naked. And that's exactly what it's like when you get sober. It's like being dropped in the woods butt naked and you don't know where you're at. All you have is a knife. You know, you got to figure out how to make a shelter, make a fire, get food, water for yourself. I mean, this is basically what it's like when you get sober, because you're refiguring out everything in your life, and it could be something as simple as just trying to get yourself something to eat could be difficult to do once you get sober, because you know, let's say for instance you you know, you've got to drive 20 minutes to go to the grocery store, or go pick up food at, you know, at a fast food joint or a restaurant or something like that. Well, you've got to drive 20 minutes to go get it. And, you know, if you were like me, you had to have a drink in order to get behind the wheel of a car. And as crazy as that sounds, it's just the truth. Because my anxiety would be really bad, and I had to drink in order to get behind the wheel. You know, so now you don't have that substance to be able to get behind the wheel of a car, to drive to that restaurant, or to drive to the grocery store. So now something as simple as feeding yourself might become difficult. Something as simple as just getting up and going to work every single day, because number one, you have to drive to work, and then two, you have to deal with the anxiety and the stress of being at work. And you know, whether it's alcohol, or you're taking pills, or you're taking something else that's easily concealable, you can just put it in your pocket. You know, you just walk to the bathroom at work and take it. Nobody knows. You know, and if that's what you're using to cope, or it could be something that a doctor has prescribed to you. And it's been something that you've been taking as a coping mechanism for years, and, you know, it's totally legal. A doctor wrote you a script for it, and you just want to get off of it. But you've been using this, like I said, for everything, like just going to the store, or going to work, or if you had a bad day, or maybe you're taking something for depression that you want to get off of, and now all of a sudden you're off of it, butt naked out in the middle of the woods, trying to figure out how to feed, clothe, and shelter yourself and get water with a knife, and you have nothing else. That's really what it's like in sobriety, and you're out there trying to figure all this stuff out. You basically have to relearn how to live your life, and that goes with everything. I mean, just something as simple as putting your shoes on in the morning can be difficult when you're trying to get sober. You know, day 1, day 2, day 3 of sobriety, you just got sober. It's hard just getting your socks and your shoes on in the morning. You feel like crap. Everything hurts. Your mind's so foggy that you can't think about anything else but alcohol, because you know good and well that if you go to the store and get a drink, that all that crap is going to go away and you're going to feel better. And you know that. So you're dealing with that inner dialogue of arguing with yourself about going to the store, just everything. My point to this is, and I'm dragging all this out, but I really wanted to give some context into this and explain it, that I understand it is not easy getting sober. It's not easy staying sober, especially for long periods of time. And if you've been able to do so for any amount of time whatsoever, just because you might have relapsed this past weekend and you've got a year of sobriety underneath your belt now, Let's say you turned 1 year sober last Friday and you relapsed on Saturday. And now you're sitting here telling yourself, because you got back on the wagon come Sunday. So now you've got Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday that you've been sober. So now you're telling yourself, I'm on day 3. And all I've got is 3 days. I relapsed and now I've got 3 days of sobriety. Don't tell yourself that. Just because you, were sober for a year and relapsed on Friday and you drank and that's all you did was 1 day or whatever it is, you drank for a week or 2 weeks or whatever, that whole year of sobriety is not gone. Not by any means. It's still there. That's a whole year that you didn't cause damage to your organs. That's a whole year that you didn't cause damage to your brain. That's a whole year that you didn't damage your relationships. It's a whole year you didn't damage relationships with your family. It's a whole year you didn't damage relationship with your community. That's a whole year that you didn't do all types of things. That's a whole year that you didn't cause damage to your liver. A whole year you didn't cause damage to your pancreas. It's a whole year of not lying to people. It's a whole year of not lying to those that you really truly love in your life. It's a year that you didn't break promises with people and break trust with people. Break promises with your children and tell them that you're going to take them and do some big adventure on the weekend. And then, come Saturday morning when you're supposed to wake up and take them, here we are all over again, that you're breaking a promise because mommy or daddy doesn't feel good today. So we're going to have to do it next weekend again. And your kids are like, I understand. I get it. And then you're trying to tell them something like, hey, I'll at least take you out and, get you something this weekend. We'll go to McDonald's, tonight. And, I'll run by Target and get you that toy that you've been wanting or whatever it is. You're just trying to save face with your kid because, this is the 6th weekend in a row that you've broken a promise again or whatever it is. This is the type of thing that you haven't done for the past year. You have people that trust you again, all these things. Your community trusts you. Like I said, you're not lying, you're not cheating, you're not stealing just in order to get to where you want to be and get high or get drunk. All that time is still there. Just because you relapse for 1 day or you relapse for 2 weeks, don't tell yourself that all that time is gone. And I just really do believe that, 1 day, one screw up does not define your whole sobriety, and all those days, they still count. I just think it can be really defeating when that happens and we tell ourselves, I'm back on day 1 again. It just makes you feel bad. It makes you feel like you've had to start all over and all that hard work just got thrown out the window and it doesn't count anymore, but it really truly does. Once again, all that time is still there. That's time that you did not cause damage to your body and to your organs. That's times you didn't cause damage to your relationships, your friendships, your family relationships, your children's relationships, your spouse's relationships. I can guarantee you that all that time that you were sober, your relationships have grown 10 times stronger. And people trust you 10 times more now, which is a huge deal. Trust is such a big deal. And I keep meaning to do a video on that, and I keep doing other videos because I feel like they're more important in the moment. But I'm going to do a video about that this week as well, now that I reminded myself. But, once again, just that whole time that you were sober is time that all these bad things weren't happening. So continue to count that time. That's just my opinion. And my suggestion, once again, you do whatever makes you happy. But I think that's it for today, guys. Once again, yesterday's already gone. We can't do anything about yesterday. Tomorrow is not here yet, but we do have right now in this moment. And right now, let's choose to stay sober today. Let's choose not to drink, not to use, not to do whatever activity it is. Whatever it is that you're trying to get away from, let's just stay away from it for today. We'll worry about the rest of that tomorrow. If tomorrow even comes, we don't even know if we're going to wake up in the morning. But today we can make the decision to stay sober. Today we can continue that trust with our family. Today we can continue to not lie to the people that we love. Today we can continue to have those people trust us, which is worth more than its weight in gold times 10. Trust is one of those things that takes a whole lifetime to build. But you can lose it just like that. That quickly, you can lose trust. And more than anything else, having people trust me is one of the most important things in my life. Everybody's got things that are important to them, but trust to me and knowing that people trust and believe what I say is one of the most important things in the world to me, because there was a time when people didn't believe me. There was a time where people didn't trust me, especially my wife, because I lied to her so much. All I cared about was getting intoxicated, and I did not care. Well, I did care, but I would just tell lies. I would say whatever I needed to say in order to be able to drink and get intoxicated, because all I wanted to do was protect the fact that I wanted to drink. But today, I no longer do that, and today I'm going to stay sober, and I hope that you do the same. Guys, thank you so much for being here today. I truly do appreciate it. And until tomorrow, I will see you guys then. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day. I love you all so much. Thank you so much for all the support, guys. I really do appreciate it. And I think that's it for today, guys. Once again, if you feel like throwing in a happy birthday to my mom in the comments, I would really, really, really appreciate it. I'm going to tell her to go into the comments section and check it out. It's really going to blow her away and make her day. So if you feel like doing it, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And if not, I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.